Hey, what's going on, everyone? So in this video today, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to run successful Facebook ad campaigns utilizing AI technology. Okay. Now this is going to be a very in-depth video, and I would definitely grab some notes and buckle your seatbelt because we are about to get very deep into this. Okay. So before I begin, I just want to say, I I'm very excited to present artificial intelligence chat.io. This is one of the missing pieces that you will face once you do end up, getting your lead generation structures nice and concise. Okay, you can have very successful, well-performing Facebook ads, and if you don't have the correct systems in place to nurture and send you lead notifications and just simply manage all of your customers in one spot, all of this is irrelevant. It doesn't matter, because it's not about what we spend and what lead flow we have. It's about how are we converting those leads? What is it that we're doing to actively close those leads 5 minutes after they opt in, right? And this is all stuff that we're going to get into in this short, video sales letter here in this short video here. All right, so before we get into, how exactly we're going to make very successful Facebook ad campaigns, I want to break down exactly how our system functions here at Artificial Intelligence Chat, just so you understand, why this is such an important system, okay? So essentially what we do is we have a AI voice that initiates and also takes calls. So you can, if you have a list of, let's say, 10,000 scraped leads, which is just a way of getting, contacts information, or potential customers information, you can essentially set our AI bot onto those leads and have them cold call that bot with this predetermined script, which you can, battle harden over time. Okay. But the AI voice also handles your AI inbound calls. So let's say you have customers ringing, every single day, and you're just tired of having to deal with, customer management, because you're trying to focus on things that produce money, not retain customers, right? So that's something our AI bot easily incorporates into your business, which obviously we have integrated into our system as well. But yeah, so it answers and sets appointments. That's the main task of this AI bot. It wants to set appointments with anybody it comes to, so comes into contact with. Okay, so as soon as it pushes, to set these appointments, it automatically sends an SMS campaign to book the appointment. After that interested lead showed that they were interested, they go ahead and get entered into this fully automated sales process here, which consists of SMS campaign booking. So it automatically books SMS campaigns, or SMS. It automatically books appointments through the SMS channel. Okay, so then it books the appointment. It schedules the appointment in your calendar, so you know exactly when this appointment will take place, and then you also have the peace of mind of everything being in your calendar already. So let's say you have let's say you have a dinner with your family at 4:00 p.m. our AI system will pick that up and say, oh, John is busy at 4 p.m. Saturday, so he can't take any sales calls that day, or that in that time period. So it'll schedule around that time frame. After that appointment is scheduled, it'll go ahead and send your company, a notification saying, hey, you just received an appointment. Go ahead and book this, or go ahead and, or just acknowledge, honestly. Just keep it in the back of your mind that you do have a scheduled appointment coming up. Contact notification and appointment reminders. So this is the part of our system that is so very valuable. Okay, along with everything else, our system quite literally reminds each and every customer about their given appointment. Okay, and it does this automatically. You don't have to go in and remind your potential prospects, hey, we have a appointment. Are you going to show up? No. Our system does all of that for you. Okay? Then you have the appointment, and then after the call, you essentially gauge how that call went. Did they close? Did they ghost you? Did they show but didn't purchase? Like, what happened exactly? And then based on your answer, an automated message will be sent to you, and it'll have those simple responses. And based on your response to that message, it will then automatically input those leads into nurturing systems. Okay. So the nurturing systems are all automatically done and set up for you. So you essentially get way more lifetime value from each lead than that of, just running Facebook ads. Facebook ads are cool. They're cute, You could definitely make money with Facebook ads, but you're not going to make millions and millions of dollars. You need a system behind your Facebook ads in order for them to be successful. Okay, so we'll touch base on exactly what I mean by talent and media buyer here in a little while, but let's get into the juicy juice now. Let's go into the in-depth of how to create, juicy Facebook ads utilizing AI. Okay, so first things first, you don't really have to utilize AI for this. This is selecting your platform and channel. Okay, so it's very simple. Simply go over, and these are your different segments, and this is your platform and channels, almost like how to. Okay, so your current audience. What is your buyer's persona? What are their hobbies? What are their challenges? What do they spend their time online? Or where do they spend their time online? What are their job titles? What groups do they reside in? Etc. Okay? We need to understand exactly who your buyer is so that we can understand what channels they live on. So are they a middle-aged, construction worker? Okay, well then they're most likely not going to be on Snapchat, right? They're probably going to be on like Facebook or etc. Are they a business? Okay, well then they're probably on LinkedIn, right? It's very simple to figure out your exact buyer's persona. Okay, then secondly, with your existing customers, we want to ask them for their feedback. We want to get to know our current customers so that we understand exactly who they are and what similarities they might have to our future customers, right? So, for example, we would ask our current clients for feedback on what can be improved or simply what they love about our services or product, okay? It's very, very simple to do. And Yeah, it's awesome and easy to do. So secondly, that's when we search in, let's just say Google, or we could use ChatGPT and say, hey, I have a business that targets other businesses. Okay? So I service B2B. Can you, or let me give them more context. So we can say, we can just use us for example, aichat.io. Okay, so we can say I have a product slash service that helps businesses streamline their sales processes and also automates their we could say inbound and outbound calls. I want you to create 4 business avatars for my business so that I can target these specific individuals. Also add what channel they might reside in. I'll give them an example, LinkedIn, which is kind of broken because I already know that's where they reside. So now we have 4 different customer avatars that we can kind of play with. So once we get our feedback from our customers, we can see if it matches and it aligns. And if it does, that's perfect. And if it doesn't, that's fine. We now know exactly what questions we need to ask. And we also know exactly what different areas to add to this, right? So moving on. Also, they did include the Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, so they have all of the different channels here as well. Sorry, I just felt like I needed to add that in there. And then secondly, with setting with creating the correct Facebook ads with the selecting the platform and channel is number 1. So we need to select, this is somewhat of this area here, so we'll actually skip that. So we actually just checked this off. Okay, next step here is offer an ad angle. I would suggest going over to ad library and typing in your niche. So let's say you were in, I don't know, the gym industry. So if we searched like gym, I guess, yeah, we could do that. We could see all of these successful okay, let me take this back. So if we just did this and didn't do any filters, these are just the new ads. We don't know if they're battle tested. We don't know if they're, actually good ads. So what we do is we go over to the filters, we select active ads, and then we want to go back at least 2 months so that we can get a good gauge of, successful ads. Obviously, people aren't going to keep ads up that aren't successful, right? So we can go over here and we can say, okay, these are cool. Cool. So we're starting to see successful ads.
Just 2 weeks,
right?
I have met 70 new clients. I've signed up about 50.
See, so these are just examples.
Almost 100.
As you can see, Gym Academy is just using testimonials
almost
as their ad creative, and obviously that has been working very well for them. As you can see, their ads have been running for nothing short of 3 to 4 months now. Okay. So as far as offers and ad angles goes, I would definitely suggest, searching the ad library for different types of ad ideas. And then also I would heavily suggest you to, at the very least, study a summary of Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. And what you can actually do is in ChatGPT, on the ChatGPT 4, this isn't my actual account, this is my work email. But on ChatGPT 4, you can input a PDF summary, right? So you could search up $100 million offers PDF, right? And then if you go over here, you can make sure not to click any ads, but if you were to go over here, you could do the PDF download and just download that and then input that into ChatGPT. And you can essentially train yourself a GPT model that quite literally creates you killing grand slam offers. Okay. Now I would highly suggest this, or doing that along those lines. So that kind of covers our offer and ad angle. And as far as creatives go, I would suggest using, like I said earlier, kind of going over here to the ad library and just seeing exactly what works. Obviously, these have been time tested and work very well, actually. So, I would, this is just like a simple little ad here that you could use, or at least get some inspiration from. Okay. So that covers our creatives. Now targeting, optimizations, and a little bit of creative, I guess you could say, we will be covering inside of this behemoth of a Google Doc. So this essentially covers all of the Facebook campaign structures and essentially how to structure your campaigns to actually get you results. This isn't coming from some inexperienced marketer who is talking about manifestation and how to do this and how to do that, but hasn't done it yet. No, I've spent $10,000 a day in ad spend and has used this entire framework from bottom to end and has seen success with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Facebook ads have rapidly evolved. Privacy restrictions and advances in machine learning have made the go-to strategies of old now completely obsolete. Okay, most agencies you'd hire haven't caught up. The truth is, managing Facebook ads has never been as easy as it is today. Any founder can save on agency fees and effectively manage their ad account in no more than 2 to 3 hours a week, as long as they're running a stable, scalable account structure industry leaders rely on in 2023. Now, this is exactly the exact structure I used to scale Facebook ads to spend $10,000 a day. Okay. So this is the main key points we want to understand. So we'll get into this a little bit later down on in this. So bear with me on this. So the control variable, current winning ads versus new test, which is a test variable, right? We want to essentially separate those, which we will get into. In order to improve results over time on Facebook, we must have a structured testing protocol. Every structured test contains a winning control variable and a new test variable. In most cases, this is done in the context of creative testing. We must establish a control variable of our current best performing ads, then launch test variables, which are new ads against this control. This constant testing process gradually improves upon our control variable over time and creates incremental improvement test after test. Consolidation and simplification. So, as you can see, Facebook's learning phase and the bulk of its optimization happens on the ad set level. The fewer ad sets running at a time, the more data each ad set has to optimize with. This leads to significantly smarter targeting and better performance versus segmented accounts. So what this essentially means is if you have one ad set, 100% of the data is going to be essentially on that ad set. If you have 2 ad sets, 3 ad sets, and so on and so forth. Okay? However, we must segment campaigns per product offer and per country in most cases. So I don't think any local businesses have to worry about this too much, but we'll still cover this. Every product will have varying cost of goods sold, average order values, and customer lifetime values. Typically, there will also be significant differences in these metrics between countries as well, because of the variance in total profit margin per sale per customer between each product and each country. Our target audience acquisition cost per purchase, must also vary between products and countries as well. Therefore, we must have each product and country isolated within their own campaign in order to maintain manual control of budget allocation and achieve each respective acquisition target. Okay, so the most common mistakes, right? This is like the old way of marketing, right? People think that we have to create different ad sets for each phase of the funnel, when in reality, no. Facebook is so advanced now that all you have to do is create, creatives based on the top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, keep them in the same ad set, and Facebook does the rest. And years prior, it was a common practice to segment out campaigns and the assets by part of the funnel. Today, this practice has now delivered significantly worse results than running all of funnel because of numerous privacy tracking crackdowns and advances in Facebook's machine learning. Now, we should run all of funnel in our ad sets, meaning no exclusions to mid or bottom funnel audiences. When running all of funnel, Facebook will retarget automatically for us to deliver the best performance. We can visually see the retargeting occurring in the frequency column. Frequency is the average number of times someone has seen our ad from our brand within your selected time period. Lower frequencies mean that a certain ad set or campaign is driving up a greater portion of prospecting impressions. Higher frequencies mean a greater portion of retargeting impressions. So as you now understand, the lower the frequency, the less times a prospect has seen our ad. The higher, the more times they have seen our ad. Okay. So this is kind of how Facebook targets for us. So that's also what we're covering here. Okay. So contrary to common practice, we should not run interest groups or lookalike audiences in any of our ad sets. In the vast majority of cases, the only targeting we should be utilizing is a broad targeting. Broad is not an adjective describing how large your audience is. Broad is a noun. Broad means no interest groups, no lookalike audiences, and no retargeting audiences. Okay? We are leaving the targeting completely open for Facebook to control. Now, that is one of the biggest points. That's one of the biggest thing agencies try to sell you on is targeting and, all of this and that. But it's not even hard. Facebook does it now. So by not running multiple audiences, we are consolidating our ad set, making each ad set smarter. We avoid bidding against ourselves as audiences compete, and we avoid audience fatigue. keeping our ad account significantly more stable. Today on Facebook, the ads themselves do the targeting. Each ad creates its own functional lookalike audience who it will appear to. Ad set targeting now only acts as a restriction to Facebook's targeting ability and hinders us from reaching ideal customer audiences of that target audience. Okay, this is the reason I'm exaggerating the words here, is because this is so crucial for business owners to understand. So this is just another example of, the broad versus olive funnel and etc. So the no structure creative testing, we don't need all of these different campaigns. Okay, it's a common mistake for brands to take a shotgun approach by creating new ads, then launching them into new scaling campaigns repetitively. This is a very large mistake that is detrimental to performance. Every piece of new ad creative should be tested through a structured process, which is what we will be talking about. So this then again covers this a little bit. Okay. Ads that win in this testing process should then be moved into a winning control variable to scale. These campaigns are evergreen and should never be turned off. Ever, 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 ever. Okay. We'll go into this here. Copy-paste campaign structure. Structure 1, ideal for most brands. Okay. One campaign. Okay. That's it. Advantage, campaign budget, etc. Run your best winning ads inside of the tier 1 control ad set. So that is a singular ad set. Okay. If a new test earns spin and is more efficient than a current winning ad after 10 to 50 purchases, extract the best winning ad from that test and move it to tier 1 control ad set. Kill the testing ad set once the ad starts performing inside the tier 1 control ad set, then launch a new test. Very simple. Okay. And that's actually the only thing I'm going to cover as far as the campaign structure goes, because that's all we'll need here. Okay, so we can, skip past this. So if you want to go ahead and, test multiple types of creatives, this is structure 2. So this is ideal for very high creative output brands who want to manually control over new creative tests. Okay, and yeah, this is currently used by the Udi, which is it's a different brand. So testing campaign. So these are different campaigns, right? Underneath them, these are different ad sets. Okay, and then these are all of the creatives, right? And then these are the copies for these creatives. And then these are the headlines for these creatives. Okay. Now together, once we find a winning ad, we put that into a control group. Okay. So that all of our winning ads don't destroy our testing. That's the biggest thing to understand. So 2 campaigns, ad set budgets, run your best winning ads inside of the tier 1 control campaign. Launch new creative tests inside the testing campaign. If a new test wins, extract the best winning ad from that test and move it into tier 1 control campaign. So if any of these start to overperform, we want to move that here. And as soon as it starts performing on tier 1 control, we want to turn off the test on this testing campaign. And we want to remove it and replace it with a new test. Okay, we want to just keep testing. Test. It's the biggest name of the game in Facebook ads. So we can go ahead and skip this as well, because this is, for accounts doing, tens of thousands a month a day in ad spend. Okay. So this is kind of an idea of what these different groups can look like, okay? So we can have different group creative tests. So we can have, offer callouts. We can have user-generated content images, user-generated content videos, Pokemon-themed, etc. And each one of those categories would go into each one of these creative test ad sets underneath the testing campaign, okay? So each creative testing ad set should hold 2 to 4 variations of creatives. These creatives are grouped by concept. A concept is how we group and categorize creatives, make multiple variations of creative for each test, and group them by how they are similar. So, dynamic creative. Dynamic creative is a tool that allows us to test multiple creatives, primary text, which is just ad copy, and headlines together within a single test. Facebook will test all possible combinations of these elements to find the optimal ad. Do not exceed 2 to 4 creatives, 2 to 3 primary text, and 2 to 3 headlines per dynamic creative test. Now this is what it'll look like inside of the ads manager. You'll just make sure that thing is on, okay? So each ad that is launched on Facebook has its own post ID. This is very, very important, okay? Facebook stores an ad's engagement and optimization on the post ID of that ad. It is essential that when moving an ad from testing to control, we're using the post ID of the ad itself and not rebuilding that winning ad from scratch, okay? This is very, very, very important. And this is exactly how we do this, okay? So attribution windows for Facebook is how Facebook credits and optimizes around sales. So 7-day click, 1-day view. Facebook credits and optimizes around a sell if that sell occurred within 7 days of clicking your ad or 1 day of viewing your ad. And so on and so forth for, 7-day click versus 1 day click, 1 day view, 1 day click, 1 day click, almost. The larger the attribution window, the more data Facebook will credit and optimize around. However, this data is lower quality. The smaller the attribution window, the less data Facebook credits and optimizes with, but this data is higher quality, okay? So in order to exit Facebook's learning phase, we must have 50 cells within that attribution window per ad set. Because smaller attribution windows contain significantly less data and are a much shorter time frame, our high-scale brands have the volume of spend to use these effectively. For most brands, select a 7-day, click 1 day, view attribution window as the default. That is the default. If noticing large inaccuracies due to view through attribution, select only a 7-day click attribution window. For higher scale brands, click the 1 day click attribution window. Okay. So custom conversion events. This can be useful for local businesses. So we'll go ahead and cover it. So when running multiple products and offers, we should create a custom conversion event in our pixel. A customer that purchases a jacket is not the same customer that purchases socks. So obviously if you have multiple different services or you have multiple different offers, this 100% applies to you, regardless of if you are local business or worldwide business, okay? So to prevent Facebook's data from getting muddied, we should create a custom conversion event for the specific purchase of a jacket and another for the specific purchase of a sock. Therefore, if running a jacket campaign, instead of selecting a general purchase event as the objective on the ad set level, we should select the jacket purchase event to optimize off of. In our socks campaign, we would select socks purchase event. This will ensure we can run multiple offers without degrading Facebook's optimization ability, which is so massive. It's so huge. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're running your Facebook ads. And I hope this quick little breakdown provided you with some ideas and structures of exactly how to target, and what creative categories can we use, and what optimizations do we need to make. None. It's very simple. It is so very simple. Okay, so we've covered platform channel, we've covered offer and ad angle, we've covered creatives, targeting, and optimizations. So what are performance tracking indicators? Okay, so KPIs. What are key performance tracking indicators? Let's go to ChatGPT. Hey Chat, can you explain to me what exactly are KPIs in business? Now we're doing this so we can prime ChatGPT, right? We want to make ChatGPT familiar with what it is we're talking about. Okay, so it's got a good example. So it has all of the financial KPIs, customer service KPIs, sales and marketing KPIs, conversion rates, lead generation, sales growth, marketing return on investment, or what we marketers like to call it, return on ad spend. Okay, operational KPIs, production efficiency, inventory turnover, on-time delivery. So what you can do here is go over here and say, okay, I have a gym business that wants to utilize KPIs for marketing. We have we'll call it $2,000 a month for ad spend, and we want to make sure we have a amazing return on ad spend for our Facebook ad launch. What key performance indicators should I integrate and track to maximize our ad spend? So very simple. Revenue from ads divided by ad spend is what your return on ad spend would be. And anything above 1 indicates a positive return on ad spend. Okay? Click-through rate measures the percentage of people who clicked your ad after seeing it. A higher click-through rate generally indicates that your ad is resonating with your target audience. The formula for click-through rate is clicks and impressions times 100. Okay. Now all of this is inside of the Facebook ad library. The Facebook ads manager. You can actually customize your dashboard to fit all of this so that it quite literally shows you every single key performance indicator for your marketing efforts. Okay. So now that that's done as well, so we got key performance indicators, we got optimizations, and we got Google reviews. So Google reviews would be inside of our system. So after a customer becomes a paying customer, we actually send out a notification kind of urging a customer to go ahead and book, or go ahead and complete a review, just asking them how their service was, and if they could go ahead and book a review, or sorry, I keep saying book, but rather go ahead and fill out a Google review so that we can continuously push that, right? So I said I would get back to this, and now I will. So with the talent, we can quite literally install this entire system with your help. However, all we need is a talent media buyer, okay? So you could hire another agency to do this. You could hire us to do this. It really is up to you. You could do this as I just taught you how to exactly structure the campaigns and, what channels to market to, how to create creatives. You could use DALL-E and Canva, by the way. How to target people, how to track your performance, how to optimize, and then how to finally submit to getting some Google reviews and some more credibility behind your business. You could definitely be the media buyer. And we could install the system into your business while you take care of these, or however it is you want to do it, you can do it that way. I urge you to do whatever it is you deem comfortable enough to get you those guaranteed results. Okay. But as far as this masterclass goes, that's about all that I have for y'all today. So with no further ado, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I also really urge you to take the necessary action to propel your business. Always strive for growth, no matter what. There's a saying that I was taught very early in life, which is grow or die. As blunt and as direct as that is, it is the truth. It is the truth, and you have to, especially in this cutthroat game of business. It's not always cutthroat, and it's very enjoyable most of the times. However, there are actors that come by and are very cutthroat, so they urge you to grow or your business will die. Okay? So, with no further ado, I am James with artificialintelligencechat.io, and I really hope you have a great day, and I hope that this VSL, this very informative video has helped you in some way, shape, or form. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact us here at this link, and go ahead and schedule a just quick short discovery call to see if we can integrate this system into your business or not. And more importantly, this system, which is in nature this system here. Okay, so with no further ado, I hope you have a good one, and see you later.